when the camera turned, there was nothing behind her but the picture showed a smiling face. Mara was a photographer with a passion for the forgotten corners of the world. Old maps and abandoned railways were her treasure troves. One crisp winter morning, she stumbled upon a sign for a village called Vernesti. It was a name on a map, a station that time had seemingly erased. Little did she know, this discovery would lead her into the most terrifying night of her life. She parked her car where the asphalt gave way to a dirt road, grabbed her camera bag and her favorite old-fashioned film camera. She loved the rough, authentic quality of its images. Walking down the main street, she saw the rows of stone buildings. The doors weren't locked, they were all slightly ajar, as if the entire village had left in a hurry. But there was no sign of a struggle, no chaos, just a strange, dew-drenched silence. No barking dogs, no birds, only an unsettling stillness in the air. Mara started shooting. Her lens captured the intimate details of lives left behind: a half-set kitchen table, an unmade bed, a child's toys scattered across a wooden floor. It was hauntingly beautiful. Back in her small dark room, as she developed the film, a chill ran down her spine. Some of the images had these strange, almost molecular ripples in them. Shapes that looked disturbingly like human faces, distorted, and staring directly into her lens. In one photo, she saw a reflection in a window, the clear outline of a person standing right behind her. But Mara knew, with absolute certainty, that she had been alone. A few days later, she spoke to an elderly man in a neighboring town. When she mentioned Vernesti, his face went pale. "Don't go there," he whispered, his voice trembling. "They left nothing behind. We're not supposed to ask why." "Who disappeared?" Mara asked, her journalistic instincts kicking in. He just shook his head and muttered a single, chilling word: "The gate." Then he clammed up. Terrified of having said too much, this mystery was too compelling to ignore. The following night, Mara went back. She set up her camera on a tripod in one of the empty apartments, letting it run like a surveillance camera. Her gut told her there was a huge story here, and she was determined to uncover it. For hours, nothing happened. Then, she saw it. Not with her own eyes, but through the camera's lens. The developed images showed something impossible. Figures were gathering in the village square. They were smiling, but the smiles were grotesque, stretched, and didn't reach their eyes. They looked almost human, but not quite. She decided to record the ambient sound, hoping to capture something. When she played it back, her headphones filled with sounds she hadn't heard on site: the creak of a heavy door, followed by a faint whisper that sounded unnervingly like a child crying. As she rushed back to her car at dawn, she had the terrifying thought: was someone watching her leave? Did they want her to get away? Back in the city, she printed everything. She started posting the most disturbing images on her website and on small corners of the internet where people discussed the cult. The consensus was that the gate the old man mentioned was some kind of portal. But the most terrifying discovery was the last photograph. It wasn't one she had taken. The image was of her own apartment, late at night. In a reflection on her window, she saw herself. But she wasn't alone. Standing behind her was a line of the smiling figures from the village. And in the reflection, Mara herself was smiling back at them. 2 weeks later, the local newspaper reported a young photographer missing. No trace of her was ever found. No passport, no ID, nothing. But in her apartment, on a bookshelf, they found a single printed photograph. On the back, a phrase was written in fine, delicate script: "We open our memory like a key for those who return." Soon, reports began to surface from other abandoned villages. The same strange signs appeared: half-eaten meals left on tables, unlit candles, and small, handwritten scrolls with messages like "Get out," or more ominously, "You were invited." Whoever said a gateway between worlds only opens when we want it to? And who said a camera can only see what the human eye can? Some believe there is a liminal space, a place between our world and another. A place where faces come to take the place of those they've chosen, and the gate closes quietly behind them. The last thing left of Mara was a single, clear strip of film. In the final frame, a reflection shows a group of people. The last person in the line is Mara. and she is smiling at the camera. A smile no one who knew her ever saw her make again. So, if you ever decide to explore an abandoned place, drawn in by its thrilling, mysterious stories, remember this: there might be eyes watching through every lens you point. And when you look at the pictures later, you might not be the only one smiling. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the unknown. Stay safe out there.